Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. 195.5 million XRP transferred by 3 major exchanges. And this is all happening. Well, of course, we were told by the Bitcoin maxi types out there that XRP was going to be worth 0 by this time in the year 2021 after the SEC went after Ripple. But what we're actually seeing is not only is there a ton of XRP moving around the planet, but institutions are purchasing millions of dollars worth of XRP. And so, yes, I know, of course, with the SEC going after Ripple, there's been a halting of trading, by and large, of XRP in the United States, and hedge funds into the institutional money. I get it. It's not so available in the United States, just out of an abundance of caution. And I don't blame the exchanges. I don't blame the hedge funds for no longer offering XRP. That's going to change as soon as this whole debacle with the SEC is settled or fully adjudicated. So it's just a matter of time. That's what I think anyway. But still, money absolutely globally flowing into XRP. And it's just funny to see, now that the market's been down over the last 7 weeks or so, who's buying, how much, and why. And I'm telling you guys, and this is why you need to be aware of the data in this. Like the people that are like the rich people and the institutions, the people maybe people in the know a little bit more, they're behaving very differently than your typical retail speculator, because the typical retail speculator is just an emotional hot mess and makes important financial decisions, important buying and selling decisions based on the feel of the moment. Not so ideal. And so, look, I want to be clear at the outset. I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm actually just an enthusiast who likes making YouTube videos about Ripple and XRP and crypto, but just as a fun hobby. That's the only reason that I'm here. I wish I had more people in my real life to talk to this stuff about, but I don't. Like, my friends and family, yes, they own crypto, but they don't care that much. They just don't. I'm the weirdo. And also, by the way, I'm going to cover this one too. This is from the Daily Hodl. Crypto whales pounce on Bitcoin in sudden buying spree as user growth shatters all-time highs, so says Glassnode. So these are all important facts. And so while it's scary now to buy and the market's in extreme fear, what is the smart money doing? Might want to make yourself aware of this information. So anyway, according to a July 5th report by cryptocurrency manager CoinShares, digital asset investment funds and products saw inflows for the first time in over a month last week. This suggests that institutional investors are turning bullish again despite a massive market correction. And so think about this. Institutions and whales, they were selling when Bitcoin was around $65,000, and they were selling XRP and all sorts of their holdings. And now that things are on the cheap again, everything's on sale. What are they doing now that they've gotten their profits? They're buying. In total, $63 million worth of fresh capital entered crypto funds last week. Canadian cryptocurrency ETF provider Purpose Investments logged the biggest number of inflows, which is $29.1 million. $39 million, or 61% of the entire sum, was poured into Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency. Now, folks, this should not be surprising to any of you. Bitcoin leads the market. I don't know that's always going to be the case. I could certainly envision a world where Bitcoin's supplanted in terms of market cap. Now, that said, I would be happy if Bitcoin's always number one in market cap. I don't mind. I am a Bitcoin holder myself. I'm not a maximalist of XRP or any coin. And if I would prefer, frankly, if Bitcoin actually has long-term viability. I would love it if 100 years from now, Bitcoin is still being traded. That would be fantastic, and widely adopted as a primary store of value in the world of crypto. I would absolutely love that. I don't know for sure if it's going to play out like that, because Bitcoin, while it's been heavily tested for the last 12 years, it hasn't been tested in an environment where utility matters. And so I don't know for sure. I have a little bit of doubt, but healthy amount of doubt. I don't know how this is all going to pan out for sure. But there's no indication that Bitcoin's going away anytime soon, and I don't want it to personally. But anyway, piece continues. That said, the bullish reversal was across the board, with all major alternative cryptocurrencies seeing inflows instead of outflows for the first time in 9 weeks. Ethereum leads the altcoin pack with $18 million worth of inflows. Ether has been significantly outperforming Bitcoin over the past week ahead of its much anticipated and fiercely debated EIP 1559 upgrade. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? That is expected to take place this month. Now, Polkadot, XRP, Cardano, they saw 1.2 million, 2.1 million, and 0.7 million worth of inflows, respectively. So XRP, again, inflows of $2.1 million. And so I understand that sounds a lot less than what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this is to be expected. If you look, I don't have Live CoinWatch pulled up for this video, but as I record this, I know that XRP is number 6 in terms of market cap, and so these allocations are not necessarily surprising. But and so it's good to see the way that like people, like the fact that this is happening is not surprising to me. This is what I've come to expect since I've been tracking this stuff for over 3.5 years. This is exactly what I would come to expect. But ultimately, when XRP goes on a tear, it's still, my gosh, because I firmly believe XRP is going to go parabolic this market cycle. I don't pretend to know exactly when that's going to happen, but I believe it's going to hit its all-time high and then blast into a new realm of price discovery. And so when that happens, the fact that these people are investing millions of dollars in XRP right now, that's going to make them an absurd amount of money, I personally believe. And so we'll see how it goes. I'm not some sort of sorcerer, and I could be wrong about stuff, but I do feel very strongly about this, and I'm drawing on data and past human behavior to come to conclusions about what I think is most probable. It's nothing certain. Nothing is certain. And just because I think something's probable doesn't mean it's actually going to occur, but I got to tell you guys, it is my experience in having, and whether I'm researching the stock market or crypto, drawing on past experience, like, because let's be real, humans are humans. They're going to behave like humans. Like, just being aware of how they behave when they're under pressure or when they're overly excited, it's useful. And I think it is reasonable to expect that that's going to happen over and over and over again. So unless you enter a world where XRP is actually no longer useful, well, then fine, maybe it goes away someday, but it's very useful, as it turns out, for many use cases, including the most famous one, which is XRP as a bridge currency, which is what Ripple's positioning it for. So other good news onto this piece now from the Daily Hodl. Crypto whales pounce on Bitcoin in sudden buying spree as user growth shatters all-time highs, says Glassnode. I love this one. This is awesome. And by the way, I actually mentioned a part of this in a video just the other day, but there's more to say about this. I meant, because they cover Willy Woo, who's a very very popular and famous in crypto chart analyst, but I've got much more comments from him. So I'm just acknowledging that I did briefly talk about this in a video, but I want to really get into it here because it's fascinating stuff. Anyway, prominent on-chain analyst Willy Woo says deep-pocketed crypto investors are pouncing on Bitcoin amid Bitcoin's growing fundamentals. Woo says Bitcoin whales, or entities holding between 1,000 and 10,000 Bitcoin, are suddenly buying the leading cryptocurrency. And this is the quote that I shared in that video. Whales, nom nom nom, Bitcoin so yummy today. Which I think is kind of funny. Anyway, the top on-chain analyst adds that the abrupt Bitcoin buying spree from whales comes as the number of Bitcoin users hits a fresh 2021 high. But guys, I thought this was all going down zero. That's why everybody's been panic selling. Then the heavy mouth breathers out there, oh, Bitcoin going down in price. I better got my Bitcoin position. It could be a real bad here. So as the mouth breathers were doing what they do, what are the more intelligent, sophisticated, evolved individuals doing? Well, check out this Glassnode data. Bitcoin user growth at all-time highs for 2021. Crypto Twitter traders. It's definitely a bear market. I love it. What does the data tell you is actually functionally happening here? Damn it. In a new interview with veteran trader Tone Vase, Woo says a key group of investors is accumulating Bitcoin behind the scenes. And here's a quote. Unbeknownst to the market right now, the strong hands are coming in and quietly, ever so slightly accumulating their coins. And so, we're at ratios right now of last seen at this point here, March 2021. A price was around $48,000 to $49,000. At this level of supply shock meaning these guys that hold these coins are not selling, end quote. Now, Woo adds that The current activity of strong Bitcoin holders reminds him of Bitcoin's price action nearly a year ago when it was trading just above $10,000. And here's another quote. Eventually, when these guys dominate, there are very little coins to be had. We're at a classic fundamentals divergent from price. Prices running down. All the technical traders and chartists are super bearish. They're thinking $20,000 because that's the next Fibonacci level in major support zone. Price action looks like it's confirming it. Meanwhile, we've got this fundamental divergence happening with strong hands mopping up the coins, and I have not seen this size of divergence since this zone here, which would be August 2020. And so consider this too, and I actually mentioned this in another recent video. But the idea of Bitcoin going down to $20,000, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the way I look at things is in terms of probabilities. Is it probable that Bitcoin at this point in the market cycle will be moving down to $20,000? I don't think it's probable. In fact, if you look at previous market cycles, that's never happened before. It's like a previous market cycle all-time highs haven't been tested as support. So like every time I hear this line where it's like, this time it's going to be different, I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's a virtual certainty. It's not. Like, these are famous last words. No, this time it's different, man. I don't know about all that. I'm going to go ahead and bet that humans are going to keep doing the same crap that they're doing over and over and over again. Now, when I start to see actual differences in human behavior, then we can talk. You know, because at some point, yes, the asset class is going to have to mature further. People will have to parse out more sufficiently the differences between cryptocurrencies when they're making buying and selling decisions. And right now the market just moves in tandem. So I'm not saying there can't ever be change. I'm just saying there usually isn't. It's worth being aware of that. And so Wu highlights that in August 2020, Michael Saylor's enterprise analytics firm MicroStrategy began to heavily accumulate Bitcoin while the prevailing sentiment in the crypto markets was bearish. The on-chain analyst points out that Bitcoin skyrocketed in the subsequent months as it experienced a shock in supply. And here's one final quote. I remember this very clearly. People were very bearish and scared while long-term holders were mopping the coin. That, eventually, bounced the price. When the market realized that a supply shock was in play, and eventually the price just ran up. And so there you go. Every time it's scary to buy, it historically has proven to be a good time to buy, with almost zero exception ever. It's just data, guys. Like, I think it's useful. And just understanding how humans behave helps inform my decisions, because my decision is to do nothing. It's not popular amongst retail speculators, but data shows, I believe, that the best thing an investor can do is nothing. Not try and time markets and FOMO in and panic sell and this or that. It's just to hold for long periods of time. That's it. That is what the data tells us. So that's what I'm doing, which is not what most people do. And I think when it's all said and done, I suspect I'm going to end up having done just fine, especially by the end of this market cycle, but we shall see. I'll go ahead and wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.